Good morning. Hope you are all feeling good, or at the very least, ready to breathe this morning. Um, Start out by, if you want to grab a blanket or something like that. It's a hot day, so you might not. To put on your shoulders is a little added weight, a little feeling of comfort. You can find that now. And then we're gonna feel into our seats, figuring out what our body needs for support today, what the best position to sit in is this morning. Listen to your body. Maybe you need a little extra support with a pillow behind your lower back, or you maybe normally sit with that and don't need that this morning. Just feel in, check out how your body wants to sit this morning, what the position is that you can hold for about 25 minutes without getting too uncomfortable. And then we'll do the same sort of check-in with our breath. Take a deep breath in, whatever that feels like to you this morning. And then a complete breath out, trying to empty your lungs as much as possible. And if it's comfortable to do so, the breath in should be through your nose and out through your mouth. Maybe with the next in-breath, see if you can straighten your spine a little bit. Maybe lift your head a little bit. See what it feels like to pull yourself up out of your lower back, using your torso to sit a little taller. And see whether that allows you to breathe more deeply. As you've opened up your chest and your lungs, you can now let your body just breathe as it sees fit right now. As deep or as shallow as it would like. But pay attention to what feels natural at this moment. Whether it's in through your nose and out through your mouth, or just in and out through your nose, or just in and out through your mouth. Whatever feels comfortable for you right now. As you do so, I want you to note the split you're experiencing between knowing that you can control your breath, make it deeper or shallower if you so choose, but that you can listen to your body's preference. You can feel what is most comfortable in your body and take that as a signal, perhaps even language, a way of communicating with the parts of your body that work on their own, and acting reciprocally with them. Knowing also that ultimately we are a combination of the two. We are not one or the other. We are not conscious mind or reflexive body, but the two are actually one. The illusory separation allows us to experience the world in a very particular way. In that particular way is part of our purpose for being here. For knowing at the core all is one, while experiencing a multitude. This morning, I want to focus on experiencing that signal of separation, that sense of mind and body being split. Continue with your breathing, feeling how your control over your breath can overtake or meet the signals coming from your body, from your lungs, your chest, your nervous system. Investigating for now what a deeper breath might feel like, a shallower breath might feel like, and what breathing purely in accordance with what your body is signaling might feel. Mato Ohalechayako Mishkenotecha Yisrael Mato Ohalechayako Mishkenotecha Yisrael. This prayer that is traditionally said in the morning comes from this week's Torah portion, in which a foreign prophet attempts to curse the Israelites, but instead is forced by God to bless them. It begins by saying, "How fair are your tents, O Jacob, your dwellings, O Israel. I, through your abundant love, enter your house, O God. I bow down in awe at your holy temple. Adonai, I love your temple abode, the dwelling place of your glory. I will humbly bow down low before Adonai, my maker. As for me, may my prayer come to you, Adonai, at a favorable time. O God, in your abundant faithfulness, answer me with your sure deliverance." And certainly this prayer was originally written at the time of a literal temple existing in Jerusalem. As time has gone on and the people of Israel have moved to dwell throughout the world and acknowledged that the whole earth is full of God's glory, we may also find that our divine dwelling place in this world of separation is in fact our body. That this body that we breathe into and out of is a temple abode. That through it, we are able to experience the glory of the divine, and that within it, our breath is the sign of that separation. Our breath and the Shama, the Ruach, these words in Hebrew at the same time mean breath and soul. Ruach means wind. The Shama comes from the root Neshem. Yin Shom means to breathe. Nefesh, another word for soul, in fact means throat, the area in our body that we breathe through. Breath and soul are one and the same. The book of Genesis tells us that the first human became a human when given breath by God. And so using breath, the mindfulness of breath, to understand our place right now, our feelings in our body, our temple abode, our way of connecting the divine, is the essence of prayer. It's the essence of beginning our day by connecting with the greater good, by focusing on the opportunities that we have to begin our day, when in fact that opportunity is not a given. Just continue to focus on your breath. I'd like you to think about what your first thoughts were upon waking, whether it was with an alarm or just naturally your body waking up. You think back to what your first thought was. Perhaps, what time is it? Perhaps, oh, that was a good sleep. Perhaps, oh, I'm still so tired. And think about what that first thought does to the rest of your day. How does that set the tone for the rest of your morning? Modeh ani lefanecha, melech chai v'kayim, shehechazarta b'nishmati, Rabba. I offer thanks to you, ever living sovereign. You restored my soul to me in mercy. How great is your trust. Beginning our day again now. Perhaps trying to override that first thought with this thought, the thought of thanks. Having had our breath, our ability to control our breath, our focus and our will restored as we awoke. And with that, we're being entrusted with the responsibility to act in this world in a way that earns that capacity. It shows we are up for the challenge to live our life noting that every breath is a sign, a covenant, a breach between us and the divine, giving us another moment to act in the ways that we know are best, that our Torah teaches are most important. Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehora hi v'tavrata taitzarta tanafachta bi v'ta mishamra b'kirbi kol zman sheneshama b'kirbi lo dani lefanecha Adonai, Elohai, Elohei Avotai Vimotai, Ribon Kol Hamasim, Adon Kol Hanisham, Baruch Atah Adonai, Asher Beyado, Nefesh Kol Hai, V'ruach Kol Basarish. God, the Spirit you have given me is pure. You've implanted it within me in order to give me the capacity to live in this world, embodying your moral values. All breath of the world, from the trees, to the animals, to the grass, to us, is within your hands. And you, the Sovereign One, measures each breath, gifting each one to keep the process unfolding. As we center our thoughts around the shared reciprocity of the world with breathing, move out from our own personal focus on our own prayer, joining together in prayer by breathing together, breathing at the same time. So in a moment, I'll ask you to fully exhale and then to follow me with breathing 1, 2, 3 in, 1, 2, 3 out. I'll give you a moment to center yourself, and then I will say exhale, and then I will lead you in 1, 2, 3 in, 1, 2, 3 out. Just a moment of centering, reaching out, of intending to bring all of us together through breath. Now, please exhale fully. We'll breathe together. 1, 2, 3 in, out. 1, 2, 3 in. 1, 2, 3 out. 1, 2, 3 together in. 1, 2, 3 out. 1, 2. Try to maintain that cadence. Baruch et Adonai Hamivorach. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed. In 1, 2, 3 out. 1, 2 in. 2, 3 out. 1, 2, 3. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer or vorech choshech aseh shalom u'vorei atakol. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, creates light, forms darkness, who makes peace, and forms all things. Bring us a new light, illumine the world for all of us as you daily renew creation. All of your works joining together praise you through their breath, knowing that the light and the life that they have is only for this moment, May we merit a new light, bringing us closer together, closer to the age which all may live in peace. Ruchat Adonai Yotzer HaMe'orot. I invite you now to return to your own breathing. In and out as is comfortable for you. Perhaps if you'd like, you can breathe a little bit more deeply than your body is asking. Exhale a little bit longer. Think about how this knowledge we are given from our prayer book, from our tradition, from our ancestors, that breath is a gift, that the world is something to be grateful for, that all aspects of it are interconnected through one creation that brings us all together. That knowledge is a gift too. The knowledge that we are given a gift, that we are created in the image of God, is itself a gift. In the same way that we know our loved ones, those closest to us, love us, it still feels like a gift when they say, I love you. The knowledge that this creation, this world is a gift, is another way of being told we are loved. That each breath is a gift of love. Baruch atah Adonai abocher b'amo Yisrael be'ahava. Praise be you, Adonai, who chooses your people Israel in love. Now join me in chanting the Shema, if you'd like, or just continue breathing at your own pace. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem. God's oneness, the blessing of living in God's creation. We acknowledge love we can feel from a proper perspective, understanding our place in the world. I invite you to take a moment as I chant Ve'ahavta. Think about what it means to reciprocate that love. What messages of proper love do you receive by understanding the world as this kind of gift, by understanding your breath as this kind of gift? And how can you reciprocate that into the world? Perhaps bringing others to feel the same way, simply by your actions, simply by remembering the covenant, the core of being Jewish, is feeling God's love and returning that love to God. כל לבבך וכל נפשך וכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם. שבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך, שוכבך ופומך, Shartam leot ayadecha, v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha, uchtavtam, al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha. Man tizkaru asitem et kol mitvotai, v'tem kedoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, shehotzei atiachem me'eretz Mitzrayim, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני Adonai Elohechem. So shall you remember all of God's commandments and do them in order to be holy, like your God. Adonai, the holy liberator, the one who brought us out of the land of Egypt, is your God. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem, Emet. Adonai, your God of liberation, is a God of truth. Now, turning to your breathing, bringing forward that question of what it means to enact God's love in the world, enact God's holiness in the world, God of truth and liberation. Slowly, with each breath, center that thought, that act of love you've been considering in between your eyes and on your hand. Each breath feeling it imprinting itself in your hand and between your eyes for you to do today, for you to enact in your way, and to ultimately bring about peace. Oh, say shalom bimroma, uyase shalom. Aleinu vel kol Yisrael, ve'imenu. Amen.